World Challenge America, powered by AWS, is a series touring North America, which recently held its season opener event at Sonoma Raceway. The forecast for the last weekend in March threatened the Northern California Bay Area with heavy rains, but I wasn't going to be deterred by picking up a little mud while hiking around the 2.52-mile track with 160 feet of elevation changes. Need to get in those 10K steps for the day? Should be easy to accomplish if you want to get the most from the rather reasonably priced tickets. But no worries if you're not into going the distance, the friendly staff at Sonoma Raceway will be happy to give you a ride via shuttles from the parking located all around the track's exterior. The top-notch coordination between Sonoma Raceway staff and the SRO Racing League made this event 3 days of motorsports entertainment and ecstatic experience. This scatterbrain cannot do media and be a journalist at a motorsports event. I'm terrible at keeping up with league driver lineups or who won what. The only thing I understand is to be at a spot at a time to catch colorful, loud machines whizzing around. So I'm here to talk about the culture of the SRO GT event. What was it like on the ground in a sort of fan experience, even as a professional who's covered a wide range of motorsports events from grassroots to IndyCar? Any article can tell you who won, but let me tell you about the fun that you can have at one of these things, okay? I did do some of the private events, but I'll spare you the footage. Don't get me wrong, it was neat, but as a general admission fan, there was also plenty to do. And for $55 for Friday through Sunday tickets in relative terms of ticket prices for events like this, there's a lot, from autograph sessions to open garages and that grid walk, though. Let's first talk about the interactive experience that SRO crosses with its online simulator racing activities. In the 2025 season, you can chat directly with announcers as they commentate through the Twitch app, whether you're at home or right there on the track. So even if you're at turn 2 watching some of the best action, you won't miss anything happening in areas obscured from your view, like the finish line. I've never seen so many media vests, and even I have to wait for a spot to photograph behind them, and I love it. We need people to love motorsports to keep it alive, and the media helps us get it to as many fans as possible. So please come join the chat and hang out with us at twitch.tv/SRO Motorsports for live racing and simulator leagues too. If you're in the stands and you can tear yourself away from the assortment of GT and GR Cup racing, find your way to the auto transports and the garages where you can see the cars and crews up close. Please be mindful of where you walk though. Look for all manner of carts, haulers, and race cars coming through. Remember that you signed that safety waiver when you bought your ticket. The racing staff are all very professional and friendly, but they do have jobs to do, and of course follow any instructions that they give you. If you generally stay out of their way, they won't mind you snapping photos or taking videos. While in the area, look for any manufacturers who have brought in exhibits. Toyota Gazoo Racing was on site with racing simulators so that you can try the Cup car for yourself on iRacing. They had it all set up for Sonoma too, with some pretty legit simulator equipment. Good opportunity to test drive that as well. I was so preoccupied with the infield McLaren Trophy participants that I didn't make it to an autograph session, but it was worth hanging around for a while to see them all roll in after a race. I wasn't about to miss my chance of extra shots of Lightning McLaren, by far my favorite car of the weekend. I could not keep my lens off of this, and I'm not going to lie, cars with wild liveries are just going to get a little more of my attention for content. And it already had my attention at McLaren, but with a field full of them, it wins, even among the competition that made it really difficult to choose. That McLaren Trophy was among the auxiliary races that will probably differ depending upon event, so check what's on the schedule. We got the GR Cup at this GT World Challenge event, and I take back every joke that I've ever made about these little Toyotas. These racers drove these things like they're on a sim, and those suspensions can take a beating. The TGRNA GR Cup was very entertaining to watch. They're like a train on rails around turn 2. Some of the fiercest racing I've seen in a while. But you probably came for this.
Meanwhile, RS1 and AF Corsa going side by side up in the first corner.
The final race day looked to be a rained out parade up until the last moment when the skies cleared up just in time for the planned grid walk. And admittedly, I planned my trip early enough to catch the little 8.6s doing silly stuff, but I wanted to be there for the fun that SRO has with its grid walks. I've seen them on live stream enough times, so I thought I would get in a quick live stream of my own from the ground. Photos alone down here were worth the drive. The atmosphere was energetic. There was opportunities to catch drivers for a few questions or an autograph. You got to look at the inside of pit lane operations for the teams, meet the crews, and event organizers. My squirrel brain just found something to follow. It's a drum line. I got stopped by SRO staff on the way into the grid. They liked my hat, so I took the opportunity to compliment them on how much I like their event. I like this far better than IndyCar finals, and I even had credentials for that. If I didn't, there was no getting anywhere near the garages. We had a bunch of rules on what we can and can't publish, so if you race fans ever wondered why you're not allowed back there, it's for reasons. It makes some of the more accessible GT racing series a lot more interesting for fans who want to see behind the scenes. The garages, the staging areas, those are all open to the public as any track day or SCCA event I've ever done. And I hope I'll be seeing you at the GT World Challenge. Take care, and bye-bye.